Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, viewers of all ages, welcome to the Everything and Nothing show. I am just one of your hosts with the mostest, Clayton Kisco, and I'm accompanied by the rest of the Maelstrom gamers. Starting with, we have the bad boy, Steve Landis.
What you want? What you want?
No music. All right.
Bad boys. What you want?
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when we come?
I forgot
for
the
you?
music.
It's all good. Next up, the
Obviously.
Tower. Alan
Yo,
Toner.
yo, yo, most intimidating motherfucker in the room right here.
Next up, the heartthrob, Rocco Avellano.
I know what to do with that big fat butt.
I love that song, dude. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Who's fat butt? Are we talking about your fat butt?
Everybody out there who's watching, man.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know what
okay.
to do with that big fat butt. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
All right, okay. Next up, the man you never hear. I'm sorry, the man you never see, but the guy you always hear, Ian. And he's sporting a scary-ass mask today.
Yes, he is.
For the MP3 listeners,
It looks
go
like
on to our YouTube channel to see this thing is
His face
creepy.
is peeling off,
Yeah,
dude.
strangely, that's what a space really looks like. So.
Oh yeah, I'm not wearing
Yeah,
masks.
this is the mask has finally come off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for those of you guys who don't know the form of the show, it's pretty simple. I'll break it down for you. Each of our best friends, the Maelstrom gamers, we hop on a Skype. We each bring a separate topic for our discussion, most importantly for your entertainment. Each topic is its own video that gets released Monday through Friday, topic by topic. And on Saturday, all the topics are rolled into one, and it's a full episode, and you can get all of that for free on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Maelstrom Gamers channel. You can see all of our episodes there and all the other clips and topics of the Everything and Nothing show. If you'd like to get that stuff early, we have that choice for you. You can get the MP3 early, you can get the video early, and you can also get a special episode that's only available to you through patreon.com/maelstromgamers by just giving $1. If you give $5, $10, 15, there's all different types of tier rewards for you, so you can check that out and see what works for you. If you don't have money, that's cool. That's totally cool. You can support us for free as well. You can go over to our Facebook channel, and you can go to our Twitter. You can follow us. You can like us. If you can subscribe to us and comment below, all that stuff helps. It's free.
Yes.
It supports us, and we're really excited about people doing that. So,
Yes.
Absolutely.
that's the intro.
That's the intro.
That was it.
That was it.
That's
All
the
right.
intro.
And let's go on to our first topic. I'm going to pick Ian.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, a big thing happened to me just the other day, and I've been thinking a lot about this. I did just turn 30, and
Yeah, happy birthday, by the way, dude.
appreciate that. And I was thinking, so what advice would you give a younger version of yourself? Say, like back when you were just graduating high school. What would be some advice that you would give yourself?
Invest in Facebook.
There you go. There you go.
Google probably would have been a better investment.
that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah, Google.
Huh, what would I tell my younger self?
Yeah.
Don't catch that STD. No, I'm just... What? What?
Gross.
I-
That's what you're doing then with that fat booty, Rocco.
What you doing with that big fat butt?
Getting
I don't know,
STDs.
STDs. Wiggle, wiggle.
Is Steve like what happened to him? Is he
I
okay?
don't know.
He got the
I'm
gangster
lagging
lean
out.
going on.
Oh,
I'm lagging out for some reason, so I'm showing up in different spots the entire
I
time.
thought you passed out or something. You were just
He's just like, yo, this is stupid. I'm going to bed.
All right, now I think I'm back in right now.
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, cool.
Younger self, huh?
It'll look funnier on the stream. So
So
Ah.
Rocco, I'm gonna go with you first. What would you?
Okay.
What advice would you give?
Okay. Oh man, that's a tough one. There's a bunch of stuff I would want to tell my younger self.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I could still end up where I am today, without.
Still.
Okay, cool. So then, what I would tell myself is perhaps to get out of the relationship I was in high school,
Oh,
and led me into for college, so that I could experience what life was like, being a single guy, kind of going out there and doing everything I wanted to do without that relationship that I'd kept for a very long time from high school into college. I feel like that kind of had held me back in some extent. From being able to enjoy friends, go out and do other experiences, or other events, do different things. I feel like as long as it wouldn't change where I'm at today, because a lot of that relationship kind of led to one step to next step to next step, and I've got what I have now. I would definitely probably say that one. Not that I like extremely regret it. It's just there could have been a lot more life I could have experienced, I feel, had I not been in that relationship and I'd stayed in it.
Now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Sarah and I have talked about that a lot, and like we know we had past relationships and past experiences that were kind of really shitty and we hated them, but like it's because of those that kind of it was like that drew us towards, you know what I mean? And if it wasn't for those experiences and those learnings and lessons,
that's why I don't
we might
regret
not
it.
have been-
I don't regret it,
Right.
but at the same time, like it maybe didn't have to last as long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right,
It could have
right,
been
right.
shorter, and
Yeah,
I could have.
that's when you tell yourself to be like, yo, that's good and all, but maybe like cut it in half.
Because that was a 7-year relationship, but maybe like 3.
Yeah.
I could have got everything I
I
needed
hear
in that
you.
3-year relationship. I would definitely have said that for sure. Just said like, go try something else. Like get out there and see what life what life has out there besides this.
Yeah.
That's what I would have definitely number one.
Yeah, and you also didn't drink really
No, I
for
didn't.
a long time.
No, I didn't do. I was a really straight edge kind of guy. Nothing at all. It was like black and white for me. Like the world was super black and white, and no drinking, no anything. And then later on, after that relationship had ended, I started to explore other things in life. I think a lot of it had to do with, both of us had that kind of black and white mentality. So she kind of helped out with, we both kind of held each other back from exploring other things in life too. And once that was gone, it was like, let's try all these things, and what's drinking like? What's this like? Like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of fun here involved. A lot of things in life that I didn't know even existed, because I was in that relationship. And kind
That
of
was a
just
fun night when I saw you drunk for the first time.
I remember that night.
Yeah.
So,
It was a great
good.
night.
then now we'll go to Clay. What is something that some advice that you would give your younger self?
Oh.
I know, huh? It's
I'm
like,
gonna-
whoa.
I don't know.
Would your younger self even like?
Steve-O, buddy.
Steve's just like a hurricane just formed on Steve.
Tornado Steve.
Wow.
And
What is
Steven
what is
just
going
died.
on?
I don't
That
know,
was
buddy.
crazy.
You tell me, man.
Your thing froze up, bro, and we just got hit by a hurricane.
Yeah.
Like my shit's still frozen.
Yeah?
We
Yeah.
can hear you, but we can't see
Yeah, I
you.
can't see you
Can't
yet.
see you. You've turned into the Enigma. Wow.
These are so good.
Yeah. So would our younger selves even listen to our older selves? Do you think?
I don't know.
They'd
Actually,
be like, oh, I fucking know everything.
Yeah, I would listen. I would listen to my older self. I'd be like, "Yo, you know some shit, man.
Yeah.
You know some shit."
I think, man, I would ask to skip me. I'm not sure what I
Okay.
would tell my younger self yet.
Oh, then
Let's go,
Okay.
Steven. Go ahead, Steven.
I was gonna say to go back, not eat those jalapeno poppers.
Okay,
Definitely.
so people who don't know, Steven and I had gotten jalapeno peppers out of the freezer that had been there, I guess, for like 3 or 4 years. We didn't know.
Man.
Cooked them up and got some delicious food poisoning for a solid day there, and it was
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
like really bad, dude. It was bad.
Really?
yeah, it was pretty bad.
Steve.
Yeah, I'm still losing it. I guess go on to Alan. I'll go back to me.
So
All right.
let's hear it, Alan.
Okay, what would I tell myself? How old do I have to be?
Okay, you're 18.
Yeah, you're
just
about to
starting.
graduate high school.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I would tell myself that yes, despite staying up and skipping class and playing World of Warcraft instead of going to class and failing the class, yes, you'll get to kill Ragnaros first time on the Horde side, and you'll also end up in a great relationship, and you also still end up with a job. So stay there, drink that Coors Light, Alan, 18, kill Ragnaros, you still make it okay.
Yeah.
You still make it okay. Don't worry, bro.
That's
Don't
good
stress
stuff.
too hard.
That's
I like
awesome.
that. I like that, man.
It's hard because at 18 I really didn't regret much. Like I still stand by the path that I took, which was just go balls out freshman to sophomore year, and then start getting serious when actually like serious classes come to you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe like if anything, I'd probably be like, dude, this is probably how you should start studying your medium. And I would tell them,
yeah.
like, here's a video game. You kind of think you know how to break down a video game, but you really don't. So I'm going to help you. Like, I would try to, like, just move myself along and up, a tier of knowledge so that I could be more useful than what I was in college in terms of my study. So I think that would be really interesting to see if that escalated me anymore.
That's a good point. Like,
I like that one.
like thinking about how you think now would be really good to know back then.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I think that's just like 12 years of maturity between those 2 points, though, too. Because it takes I feel like myself even like 5 years ago was a huge dumbass compared to myself now. Just
agree.
maturity levels,
Yeah.
Dude, then I was slow because you were one of the smarter people in our group. So if you're considering yourself dumb, then I don't know what I was.
So with that though, I like that. That's like we're probably gonna hit these steps all throughout life. We'll be like, oh gosh, look at how much more mature I am from 5 years back. But that's a good point though, Clay. Like just kind of because I was reading Dale Carnegie's leadership program, and it talks about
job.
like great job. There's two different ways.
job.
I mean, there's talking about like two main ways of like kind of learning, like one reading and one listening kind of deal. It's like if I can kind of just like you were saying, just teach myself how to learn better, what medium to kind of learn in and how I learn the best. And that's something I learned later in life, not at that time when I was getting ready to go to college. I learned it after college. I was like, oh wow, like there's all these different ways of learning, and this is the way that I excel the best. And now incorporating that and everything I'm learning now, I'm learning faster. If I could teach myself that shit in the past, that would be badass. Because that would fall into the same category that Alan was saying. Like then you can go and take that into your freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior years and be excelling always. Just because you know what it takes to make you learn that material faster. You don't have to spend so much time on it.
Yeah,
I like that though. That's a smart.
So remember, any 18-year-olds from the past listening to this, learn good.
Learn good.
If we could hop timelines and push this video and show out there to us when we're 18, that would be awesome.
I would tell myself, keep on the same path. I don't regret anything. I would just say, enjoy, because I used to work a lot. I still work a lot, but enjoy your youth,
Well, you kill people.
Exactly.
It's clear.
Job, but and just like Rocco kind of said, I don't like.
Something smells like it's burning, guys. I'm gonna have to go real quick.
I don't
peanut poppers.
regret.
Did you say he smells gasoline?
He smells burning.
Burning.
Oh.
So if we see a big explosion, we know Rocco just died.
He just runs. He's on fire.
It's good TV though. It's good.
No one
TV.
can help him.
Yeah.
Or if we see a flaming child in the background, maybe.
Yeah. Just getting thrown.
So Steve-O, let's hear what you got.
See, the thing is, if I change anything, I'm kind of like with Clay. If I change anything in my past, I don't know if I would end up where I am today, but I like where I am right now. You know what I mean?
Right. It's not going to change anything. It's just some advice.
Oh, some advice. Okay. I would say, keep that $800 and hold on to it. Yes, there's going to be a better deal on a TV. You'll be able to get a better TV.
This is when you're 18?
If you just hold out. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, that's when I was 18.
All right.
Because I still have the same TV. Another thing is, let's see.
Damn, that's a tube TV. It's got to be, right?
Tell your dad, do not go to war. Around 18. Don't say that. Say, tell your dad, do not go to war. Let's see what else. Oh, man. I would say take more risks. Definitely take more risks. I would
That's
say
a good
that.
one, yeah.
More and more.
There you go.
Don't play it safe all the time. Just go for it. That's it. That's what I would say.
Go hard
all I
or
can
go
think of.
home.
Yes, exactly. Am
Yeah,
I still lagging out?
No, you're fine. You're actually
You're
really
good.
good. As soon as Rocco left, it's like he stopped siphoning your internet.
Exactly.
My
like,
internet should be fine though. That's so weird.
I like that, Steve-O, because I think I would tell myself, like, I would be like, dude, in addition to how to learn your craft a little bit better, the right way, I'd probably be like, listen, you just need to start taking some breathers a little bit more because you're way too stressed out and angry all the time.
Yeah.
Chill the fuck out, dude.
Dude, I was kind of like that too in my younger years, man. I should have told myself to relax more, man.
Right?
Yeah, just accept that I will beat you at Halo, like, and just take breathers.
He's better than you. All right, just
so much
walk
better.
away.
It's the best.
Yeah, I would definitely have
You just
to
got
tell
milked.
yeah.
You just got melted.
But by all means, still have the parties that you threw and still rock out like you're gonna.
Dude,
those were awesome.
Insane parties.
Oh, and I'd probably tell myself not to give that girl a piggyback ride. So,
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
I love how I just came into this and I have no fucking clue what he's talking about. I'm like, gave the girl a piggyback ride. What just happened?
It was really stupid.
I would absolutely tell my younger self to stop working out deadlifts. Just don't do them anymore. Just forget them.
Something
They're
bad
such a
happened.
great exercise.
Yeah, F that noise, because that is the reason why my back is like destroyed. So that would be great.
Yeah.
I would love to have.
Actually, you should tell
avoided that.
yourself, don't do deadlifts with poor form.
Yeah, okay, to be fair.
That's key.
But I know my younger self, and my younger self ain't going to listen to my older
Yeah.
self. So I'll just be like, dude, just trust me and cut it out.
That's what I was saying. Is our younger selves gonna listen to our older selves? They're gonna be like, dude, I'm 18. I know everything right now. Don't worry about it.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Or do you think they would like interpret it the wrong way?
Whoa, what if they did? And it's
Not
like,
unless-
I'm like, don't do lead deadlifts. So he's like, all right, fine. I'll just I'll do this and I'll lock my neck and my legs and my ankles and
And fall
Yeah.
back.
yeah. That'd be terrible.
CrossFit.
yeah. So the burning smell was definitely overcooked popcorn.
Burning sensation?
I was gonna say sensation.
It's too early in the morning for popcorn, Rocco.
Yeah. Who's having popcorn this time of day?
It's 11 o'clock. My wife is cooking popcorn. I don't know what happened.
I want your older
I don't-
self from now to come back and tell you now you popcorn this early in the morning.
popcorn at 11
Yeah,
o'clock.
it's
Now, I'm
ridiculous.
not
You should have some eggs or something, some
I'm not-
protein.
Definitely, I asked the same question. Like, popcorn? Why are you making popcorn right now? It's 11 o'clock.
Could I have?
She might be
could
having
I-
pregnant cravings.
Uh-oh.
No.
Uh-oh, third kid.
I might just shoot you through the Skype, bro. That's not gonna work like this.
I have a question that so we've Ian asked like what would we tell our younger selves?
Yeah.
Do you guys think you'd have like what would you ask your older selves maybe?
Ooh.
If like right at this current moment, older versions are like of ourselves popped in. It's like, oh hey, yeah, you're podcasting, and you're like, whoa, and then you can ask them something.
Yeah.
What would it be?
I would ask them something career-wise. I would say, hey, did you go down some type of path that was the right path or the wrong path that I shouldn't take that I'm here today at? That I'm making that decision of. I would definitely ask that question so that I can have a better understanding of which direction to go in life right now, career-wise. I'd be like, hey, older self, tell me what the hell happened in the past 10 years? Like,
What if they look like a homeless bum? You're like, don't do
I'd be
what
like,
he's
oh, fuck, I'm not gonna listen to shit he
What
says.
if like everybody's like future self shows up except one person's doesn't?
doing.
One person's like just isn't there, and you're just like, what? Where's?
yeah.
Alan,
And all the other older guys are like,
Where's your-
oh yeah.
where's
Oh
your-
shit! Like
Stop
we.
that, Alan.
Oh man.
That's right.
Oh, it's so gross. Oh, sorry.
You thought the jalapeno poppers were bad.
Yeah.
Well, we all took a plane ride and we had to eat one of each other because we.
Yeah, we get
Oh
lost
my
in the
God.
wilderness, and you drew the short straw. So
Sorry, bro. That's why you're not here today.
yeah.
Yeah.
You took one.
I would ask like, hey, like, how do we become adults? Like,
How do we
am I
adult?
okay still? Do I have money? Do I have like, are my kids, not like sucking dick for coke and stuff? Like,
If you have money and they're
Am
still
I
doing
sucking dick for goat?
am I doing that? Yeah. Like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, I think that's what I would ask. Is like, is there something pivotal that I need
Yeah.
to know about
Did
my
I
kids or my
miss the
family?
mark at any
Yeah.
point between now and 50?
Yeah.
That's actually a big fear of mine is like fucking up my kids, right? That would be something I'd ask, like, hey, did I do something wrong? Did they tell you now? Like, oh, dad.
It's like that Family Guy episode where Doc comes back and he's like, Marty, it's your kids. And they're like, okay. And they go back and he's like, Doc, what's wrong? He's like, they marry a black kid. It's like, They look at each other. We're actually okay with that. Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, it's totally cool. He's like, and it's like silence, and Doc's just like, peanut butter was invented by a black guy. He's like, yeah, it's too late, Doc.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I would definitely ask them probably, career stuff, kid stuff, family stuff, like, hey, is everything going smooth out there in the future?
Yeah.
Did I fuck up anything? Am I on the right path? For sure.
Did I get an
Definitely.
STD?
Did I? Well, hopefully
Again.
not. But unless something's going on, I don't know about it.
Oh, Rocco, we meant to tell you something.
Yeah, I got you.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm gonna move on.
Yep.
That was an interesting topic. Let's go to Rocco. Let's go down the line.
Okay, so my topic is inspired because I happened to watch the entire show, The Brink, the whole season 1 yesterday. With
great.
my brother. Yeah, dude, that show is awesome. So
That's
the show
hilarious.
takes place in like Pakistan, and it has to do with like the brink of war. And it got me thinking into World War III. And do we think we'll be alive with an event like World War III ever get started? Do we think there will be one? Who do we think it would be against? What kind of warfare do you think we will use? Because obviously there's like the biological warfare, the nuclear warfare. And do you think that anybody would exist after World War III? I mean, so I know I threw a lot of things on the table. And I just want to hear some of this, your guys' opinions, but also that I want to inform you guys that there's been 15 different events that have happened since World War II that have almost caused World War III, and I'd kind of like to tell you guys some of those too later on. But
World War III against who?
that's what I'm saying. Who do you think it would be
Your
against?
thought, like, if you think it is, then
do
what do you
probably
think?
be
there would be a
Korea.
Korea? Okay, so actually talking about Korea, can you guys hear me?
Is it
Yes.
Something gave out. Talking about Korea, number 14 is actually talking about Korea, where North Korea in November of 2010, something recently, had attacked South Korea and their troops. They had sent off 160 missiles against them, which almost caused World War III. But it didn't. They pretty much avoided World War III. But that was an event that had taken place in 2010, where North Korea was getting crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
So
What about the most recent event though with Korea? They were supposed to be like having a war like at a certain time of the day.
They put mines on the borders, and South Koreans were walking on there, and they got some of them got killed. And in retaliation, the South Koreans put giant speakers and basically did anti-propaganda, or I don't know what you call it, but they were basically yelling to North Korea that their president's not a god and all this other stuff, that the country's false, yada yada, and then
North Korea
gave
told
them
them to take them down like in 10 days or something like that, or
Yeah.
Or else
or
I'll
something.
meet me at noon. It was so,
So-
like,
So
like
as stupid as this stuff
villainy
might
bad.
Yeah.
as stupid as some of this stuff might be, these are actually things and events that unfortunately we live in a world where it's that fragile that it can convert right into World War III. Like, that's kind of scary. I put big speakers up on a wall and start producing some anti-propaganda, and we might have a trigger-happy countries going on, and then World War III initiates.
Now you're saying World War III, like, so we're gonna have to get involved then, if they start fighting.
Well, being that South Korea is one of our allies, I would think that something like that would happen.
Okay.
I would think.
I don't follow any of that.
Yeah.
So, I'll take a stab at this, and I'm just my belief is that it's not going to happen. We
Okay.
won't have a World War III, and it won't be with Korea. I just don't think. I think we live in a day and age that there's too much. Like, there's just a lot less room for tyranny, and there's a lot less room for even a rebellious society, like a rebellious group like ISIS, to even have a backing like World War III. And if I'm even to pick the closest country that could even pose a threat, it would be China. But when you look at everything else, like if it's in classic World War, in the previous World Wars, it was multiple countries against multiple countries. I can only see China, and they're sandwiched between Russia, Japan. They're sandwiched between the Middle East. They're sandwiched between all of Europe, and then you have America. And regardless of how big that army is, they can't take the entire world on. Germany tried with Japan, with
But
Italy,
isn't
with
China
a bunch
and
of-
Russia, aren't they allies?
No.
Yeah.
No?
Not
pretty
necessarily.
sure. I thought that
There's
they
much
were-
allies from my understanding. There's much allies to themselves as they are to the
Right.
United States.
Gotcha.
And we saw how Russia was prior to World War II.
Yeah.
And as soon as a threat posed to Russia, which China would, they flipped and they went against Hitler and all that stuff. So like, yeah, they might not be our best friends, but they're certainly not going to let China walk all over them, and we're not going to let that happen. So yeah, I'm sure we'll have the enemy of my enemy is my friend or whatever.
So we have a lot of unstable leaders in other countries that now have nuclear powers, though. So that's the thing that I worry about. Issues that I worry about is that if one leader, one dictator, one tyrannical leader, because we say we don't have those, but we do have those still existent. We
do, but what I was
Thanks,
saying is we
Obama.
don't. Yeah. Well, what I was saying is we don't have someone like Hitler. Like we've matured as like a world where I don't see someone like Hitler coming to power again, and I don't see someone like Stalin and all this other stuff that like we have a UN, like we have a collective society, like we have Twitter, we have Facebook. This stuff about like crazy like because World War II started because of like an assassination with the king, yada yada. Like there was a lot of this like news that I don't think was really like kind of brought to the forefront. It was just like, well, they're attacking us, so we should attack them. It was really that simple. And then you see post World War II that war is a lot harder to do and like take off. You know what I mean? Like the Vietnam War was like highly like protested. All the wars like afterwards were like it was really hard.
Well, look
to
at the
get
9/11 event. We got attacked, and immediately everybody was like, "Let's go to war. Let's tear everybody up in the Middle East."
There was also a lot of people that said we shouldn't go to war.
Yeah.
So like, which is also my point. I think it's just a lot harder to engage in war. It's a lot harder to it's a lot harder to engage in war in this day and age. And so even with something as like traumatic and devastating as 9/11, I don't see it happening. I think we've reached.
So I agree with you. It is a lot harder to get ourselves into war today than it was back in World War II. But I don't think that it's still not impossible, though. That's the thing. As I still think that there is the possibility that can happen.
So play devil's advocate with me.
I think it is absolutely. We have 15 events where people had their fingers on nuclear bombs, ready to pull the triggers, but they didn't. So obviously, it's showing. It's more difficult to get ourselves started and initiated in a World War III. But
talking about
still possible. I think
talking about how like
Steve-O might just not be able to do this one.
Yeah, Rocco's like, turn him off.
Turn him off. Get him out.
So I was thinking like because it is harder to wage war in this day and age. I feel like maybe the classical sense of what World War I and II are like is not what's really going to apply for us now. Like I kind of feel like if something were to happen, it would be like a technological strike rather than like a conventional warfare strike. Like maybe completely blanketing out like somebody's access to the internet or something like that would be like way more devastating than dropping like a nuclear bomb on a major city at this point, right?
Oh yeah.
Because like taking out that infrastructure, like everything relies on it. So if they were somehow able to keep people from getting information, I think that would be like way more dangerous than bombing a city or like putting troops on the ground.
And I actually agree with that one too, Alan, because I think that our like the leading like ways of attacking another country right now are cyber. That's the way to really make let's not destroy the world because we have those capabilities, but we can still like have a war almost in a way where it's
destroy the country.
Like destroy the country in a subtle way instead of like bombing it. Where
I mean, look at like banking and everything is done through pretty much internet access now, and that's a great way, I guess, to do that. But I think Iceland is going to take over the world.
Iceland?
Ian, you brought up a really good point. Like as soon as I heard banking, that reminded me of another point why I don't think World War III is going to happen, because everybody like for a while there, like people were like, "Oh, China's just going to invade us and they're going to take over." And blah, blah.
I know.
It's a world economy.
Yeah.
Like they need us as much as we need them. Like I just don't see it happening anymore. We like the economy, the infrastructure is so tied to each other that like it just doesn't make sense.
Right. But I don't think it was going to be something like China bombs the U.S. and you're like, oh my God, what the hell just happened? But it could be China bombs India, and we're like, we're not really cool with that, or the UN says we're not really cool with that because there's
China bomb.
I'm just saying it could be anything. So like in right now, like Israel, for example, has broken multiple international laws that the UN has established, but still they don't care. They still keep breaking them. Like that could be retaliation from China saying, "Up, enough is enough. We're not. You guys aren't listening to the UN. Why do we fucking care anymore, too?" You know,
Right.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like these are the things. Like we have things established to try to avoid World War IIIs, and we're more civilized. I'd say maybe we are more civilized than we were in the past. At least when it comes to war.
You're right, because it usually is a small thing that just stacks, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, number 15 here is 1979 NORAD computer glitch. There was a computer glitch, guys, that almost caused us to go into World War in 1979.
Yeah, I've
because
seen that
of a
movie.
technical difficulty. I mean, some guy accidentally set up a training program that simulated a Soviet attack. And we were sitting here thinking we were about to be attacked on November the 9th, 1979.
Are you
So-
describing the summer
NORAD.
blockbuster with
Oh,
Matthew Broderick?
yeah,
called
that,
War Games?
And I'm sure it was
War
based
games,
off
yep.
of an actual event. You know? So like these things are like that's serious. So that's a computer glitch, just a haywire thing going on. And another one had happened the same thing with like a research group had sent off a rocket, and Russia's like, what the hell is that? We don't know what the hell that is, and getting ready for nuclear war. I mean, these are little things that, you know, it's not a country versus another country kind of deal. This is a research group sending off a rocket into the sky, or a technician hits a computer glitch and simulates a Soviet war attack. And now all of a sudden everybody's ready to go to war because we can't have 150 missiles getting sent to us and not be prepared to retaliate in some way or another immediately, you know, without kind of trying to think it through almost. You know,
But
they're
that's, yeah, I totally get that. I feel like, again, with the information highway that it is today about grabbing knowledge so quickly the moment it's out there, I just think, you know, within seconds we're going to know, nope, that's not, it was... We looked at all these articles. It's confirmed. Press, blah blah blah. Like Twitter, people are just gonna have their own. Like we don't have to worry about major media. It's just gonna be like,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
blam.
That's the best part. Is like you don't have to rely on major media to get your information because it's like they can spin it however they want. But a lot of
Right.
times, somebody that's just like
Exactly.
right there is just like I
Yep.
just took it with my phone. There's like I have it right there.
that's
It's
the
not a
great
nuke.
thing about
It's
Twitter.
a satellite. We were all there. There was a
Yeah,
thousand of us watched
I mean,
it.
it's good and bad because sometimes like you see these heinous things, like the guy that executed the TV reporters, like
Right.
with his phone, like
Fucking
live,
God,
you
yeah.
know. Like
Yeah.
there's like the catch-22 is like you see things, but then you see things that you've never seen for the first time, and like you kind of don't want to. Like
well,
the news
I-
almost censors that stuff from you, like good or bad. Like some people would be like, oh, I want to see all that kind of stuff no matter what.
Right.
But
right.
Yeah.
sometimes
So-
it's like it's very traumatic to see it for the first time.
Bad video is bone chilling.
And
Holy
that's what
shit.
leads us to being more. It leads it to being more, you know, a lot harder for war to kind of get initiated because, you know, you can't really governments, medias, whatever it is, can't really like create some propaganda that's going to be
Right.
bullshit, you know,
Right.
because we can look on Twitter nowadays and we see the Twitter feed coming from this country and they're all saying
Right.
nothing like that is happening at all. You're like, so
Exactly.
wait, what? Like, I
Well,
don't know. Although there is other countries that will shut down their freaking internet when things like
That's what
that
I
are
was just about
happening and
to say.
occurring.
Like
and
China,
that-
Korea.
Yeah,
China
exactly.
and Korea, but beyond those two, I don't think anybody has that I know
Okay,
of.
so the Brink, the show,
There's
and this
some
is just a show, and I don't,
some
I'm
European-
not going to
Western European countries, yeah.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna
Or
give any
Eastern
credibility
European.
to this show
Like
as like,
Russia
oh,
and
that's
shit.
the truth or not. But in the Brink, it was like Pakistan's government did the same thing to the Pakistani people. So I don't know if that's got any truth behind it or not, if they're capable of doing that. But I don't doubt that all governments at some level or another are capable of shutting off the internet for their country. Do they do that? I don't know.
You're there, Steve.
You know,
Huh?
You're there.
Yeah, we see.
No,
you.
I know I'm here.
So-
I'm just wondering why it's doing this.
It's so interesting too because like the day and age we live in, like we live in where technology is secondhand. Like
Yeah.
there's like regardless of the China blocking, like United States, like I know that there's ways to hook up to VPN and connect from a different
Yeah,
country from a
I bet
different
they
IP.
do that
So
over there.
right, exactly. So China,
Except,
like,
but it is like still the government is different there, so like people could just be detained for doing that, like
Exactly.
Yeah.
secret police type thing. Like they just come in and take you, and like nobody can really do anything about it.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, actually,
That
Sure.
is a little different.
Yeah. That's,
So-
that's a good point.
under
Yeah.
the Patriot Act.
Well, now think about this, guys. Okay, so in America we have 311 million people. In China, they got 1.3 billion. So
it's not gonna be a ground.
Yeah, I was just gonna
ground
say
warfare that's
the
happening
amount
right
of people actually doesn't have the same weight as it did
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
right. But I'm just saying, like, if that was to happen,
If it was a ground war, they probably, of course, would win by number. But I don't think it will be a ground. There won't be a ground war.
And if it was a ground war, don't you think it would be pretty much the entire world against China? And I'm pretty sure it would.
Depending on the scenario of what happened, the context. Like, is it like the United States bombed China and everybody's against the United States? And they're like, hey, fuck you.
Yeah,
guys.
then we're fucked. Yeah.
Then we kind of
sure.
deserve it.
Here's the other thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Biological warfare that's completely existent with like very subtle. I'm not bombing anybody, but now we've got this chemical release in this country that's like in their water, and they're being taken out slowly over time. There's the possibilities of biological warfare, which in fact they say is more dangerous than nuclear warfare because of how many people it can kill with such a small amount.
Yeah.
And not just that, guys, is that terrorism is really big, around the world. And with terrorism, there is a black market for like transferring of nuclear weapons. That's a dangerous thing too. Who's to say it's not a country that starts and initiates things, but they propagate that a country does,
Sure.
Or
I feel like anybody that if anybody used a nuclear weapon, everyone in the world would like
Jump on them.
Stop them, because they've only
exactly.
been used once, and like
and we
everyone
see
saw what happens, and like nobody wants to see that ever again. I don't think
Yeah.
Exactly.
I agree.
Like only like total loons, which are the people that we'd have to worry about like detonating a nuclear weapon. But I just want to ask a question real fast. I know we've talked about AI on here before. What if that is what the next world war would be?
Ooh.
Just an AI, not like a
Terminator.
Like more Terminator style. Like I feel like
So
that would be more like
That I could see.
it could be, yeah, exactly.
like
that
that's
could be,
what executes some sort of like military plan and like catches everybody by surprise.
that's that
that'd be so
NORAD, but on
scary.
purpose.
Then what do
You
you
know what I
fight?
mean?
Like you don't even know what to fight at that point, because we don't
Yeah.
actually have like Terminator exoskeletons like walking around. Like it would
Yeah.
just be like a
Just punch a
sentient
computer.
thing inside the computer. Yeah.
What if it's like a Terminator meets like the movie Her, where like it's just like the computer sentient, and so like this attack is completely like cyber, and it's like light, like traffic is just fucked up, like bank
Yeah.
accounts are fucked up, economy's going in the tank, like this thing is just trying to destroy human civilization as we know it, and so like
can't play
planes
League
are
of Legends
falling out of the
anymore.
sky. Yeah,
There
you
could
can't
be-
play games.
I mean, honestly, that could be a reality too. I mean, say 150 years down the road, AI is like crazy insane. That like World War III could be just AI. Initiating
Yeah.
it, starting it,
That
or
would suck,
it's humanity versus AI.
Well, you know who gets blamed? It's the coders. They didn't code the robot rules.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
what,
exactly.
What if there was
My
a
Steve.
whoops, like an attack where they dropped a bunch of jalapeno poppers and just got everyone
Oh.
sick?
Dude, that would suck. That's biological
Hey,
warfare.
so like the Cuban Missile Crisis, right? There was a situation when that was all going down that there was a base. It was during the same period of the missile crisis. Alarms went up in Duluth, American base, indicating that an intruder and possibly Soviet bombers were overhead. This was all pretty much a warning going off, alarms going off because of a bear that is putting us on the brink of like attacks. These are things that are like legit events.
Did you say
a bear?
bear?
Right. A bear snuck into the base, and alarms started getting sent off. At the same time, the Cuban Missile Crisis is going on, so everybody's on high alert. Adrenaline rush is going insane, just like the cops in the situations that are going on. People are all when in those situations, you're not really thinking straight. You're just like, ooh, we don't want to be the first one attacked. We want to make sure that we punch first, so we
But
can.
isn't this during the Cold War? Isn't the Cuban Missile Crisis like years ago in the 80s?
Yeah.
The Cuban Missile Crisis was another situation that occurred. Yeah.
Okay, but so what I guess my point I'm trying to make is that what you're describing is that this is a time of very like hypertension.
Too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the hypertension we have again is with terrorist groups and with North Korea, and like yeah, that will bring a scare, but it won't bring a scare of another country attacking. So we need to attack another country. Like at this point, our mentality and like the kind of trend that we see is that if we get attacked, we're immediately like, okay, who is infiltrating our country and what terrorist organization are they tied to? Like, which is to me won't cause World War III. It will just cause heightened security and a way to try to figure out how we can take this like terrorist group out. Like, I don't think our mentality right now is like, fuck, it's Cuba again, or oh god, it's those damn Soviets who are trying to beat us to the moon. Like, we're past that. Yeah, and I don't.
I mean,
don't
talking
see
about that, we're actually just in the U.S. Embassy. We just recently rose our American flag. We built that relationship back up. So I think we're
Cuba?
opening that. Yeah, in Cuba.
Yeah, that's
So,
good.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's a new day and
know?
age. That was like 1962. So
Yeah.
a lot of these situations that occurred, they're more not so recent, but the 2010 event with North Korea and South Korea, that was a recent event, and it was something that happened. A lot of innocent people lost their lives in that situation. Now, that goes to you, Clay, and your point that we didn't turn it into World War III, even though a lot of people lost their lives and that event happened.
I think because North Korea is just not a real threat. Like, nobody's really afraid of them. We know that they're poor as shit, and we know that they're just all talk, and they're delusional.
Now, I don't know if they have any type of nuclear weaponry. I don't know. I can't say.
They tried to send a rocket off, right? And it got 10 miles off the coast and fell apart. And fell into the ocean.
Gotcha.
Like, they have a long way to go.
I gotcha.
So
they have a few thousand years.
Yeah, but trial and error, man. If they can doing trial and error, I mean, eventually that rocket will go. Miles.
Or black market, somebody gets their hands on some type of nuclear device out of some type of warfare. Shoot down a plane, get a missile. North Korea has it, and they're like, I didn't create it, but now I got a nuke.
Sure.
And that, I mean, what if that were to just send that one over to South Korea or whoever they felt like that was necessary? I don't know. That could possibly initiate something. If we were to look at something like it took out, a major city in South Korea and hundreds of thousands of people's lives were lost, I don't doubt that the UN might be like, we're starting World War III, and it's everybody's against North Korea, and it's not really like a World War III. Is it just a gigantic war against that country?
The UN was against Bush when he wanted to go into the Middle East after 9/11.
But we still did.
Because Bush said, "Fuck you, UN, I'm going in." So when you say I bet the UN want to go in, I question that.
I got you.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
I guess I'd say more like the countries as a whole. So maybe it would be Obama or whoever the president is at the time saying, "Fuck you, UN." I know you're saying no, but we are all saying yes.
That could maybe start war. Like, I don't know. Maybe that would, right? If a couple countries are like, "No, we're going in," and the rest of the countries are like, "No, you're not," and then
then there you go.
They're arguing, perhaps.
But you got two countries that are like, "No, that was fucked up. We're allies with them. We were allies with them, and that was not cool. We're going to go in." And the rest are like, "No, you're not. You do it. We're going to start a war," and then boom, it happens. Because whatever it be.
Why can't we all just love each other? Why not?
Because our mentalities are so divided.
I know.
You have that mask on.
Yeah.
No,
Awesome.
honestly, yeah. Huh?
Is there? You said you had a couple other stuff that you wanted to.
That's about it, really. I mean, I was going to say, there was a lot of other different events. There was 15 major events that had occurred. They all have occurred kind of more in our past and at times where information wasn't so readily available and it wasn't so fast. That I think that there is a difference between how fast a World War III can get started today than there was back in the 50s, 60s, and kind of before, I'd say, like the 80s. So I think there's a possibility still. I hope that there never would be. I would like to see us move in the direction of peace. Although I think there's too much division still to this day, from one country to the other country, that there could be easily war still involved because there's still a ton of. There's just such tension involved.
Lots of racism,
religious
problems,
differences to anything and everything, man. It's gigantic.
Yeah, and history, yeah.
Right.
People not liking people because they're past and everything, so they're beef. But that's a great topic, Rocco. I definitely like that.
Yeah,
that's cool. So Steve, since you're doing so well on the internet side, I'm gonna go to you.
Yeah.
No, my internet is great. Like, I just checked, it's 154 megabytes download.
Sorry.
Hurricane, man.
Then maybe you can tell us why it sounds like a hurricane is coming to hit us every time on Skype.
I don't know.
Cyber attacks.
That's the thing. I have no idea. I just checked it, and my upload speed's like 10 megabytes too. So I don't understand.
I could see through your eyes you were lying to us.
Well, it doesn't seem like you're being haunted right now, so I think this might be a good opportunity for you to share your topic.
All right. Well, my topic is, why does everyone think Matt Damon is a saint?
No, stop it.
No, it is.
He is a saint, Steve, and you need to stop saying bad things about him in the text messages.
Yes. I wish you could be in this group chat, Alan, and you were negated because of being in.
Steve went off on people from the Special Olympics. He went off on Matt Damon. He went off on everybody. Yeah.
It's not saying fuck
He's
him.
racist.
Yeah. Dude, it was insane. Like, yeah.
It was funny.
That thing kind of looks like a penis.
Yeah, it does.
You should put your
Alright,
mouth
no.
towards it.
Yeah, mine's gonna be worse.
He was licking balls there. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Those listening to MP3, you guys are gonna have to get the YouTube
that's
the video to see that. YouTube.com/Maelstrom Dreamers channel.
There you go.
All right, Steve. Sorry. What's your topic, buddy?
Mine's gonna be worst college struggles. Whether it be like, I don't know, like food struggle, a money struggle, like what like almost, I guess, would be off to be too, like, if you can remember like a moment where it was like it's just such a struggle, like maybe you had to, I don't know, clean windows or something like that for money so you can just get afford some ramen noodles or something. I don't know, like just
Gotcha.
a moment where you could think that.
There was this alleyway I worked for a while. No.
I actually.
What?
I
Yeah, you were there, Alan.
Services.
Oh, I don't remember this. Well, you're not telling me something, man.
You were a client. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
you were there.
Broad Street. I saw you. I think I saw you there.
Working
Some
the
pretty heels,
corners.
bro.
Yeah. There's some nice shoes.
That skirt was a little short, though. I'm just
I
gonna
was
say.
sucking dick for coke. He was like, "Your dad is there with me." Your dad was.
What's a ZJ,
wait.
buddy? If you don't know what a ZJ is, you can't afford it.
Man.
So that's how you got the problems, right?
Struggles.
Clay?
Yeah.
Well, I'll go first too. I didn't go to college. I did, you know, you guys know, I went to move in with Rocco and everything like that. I remember one of our struggles was mainly money, and I remember we had to basically, it was ramen noodles. I think we all did that at some
Not just ramen noodles. Name it off.
Stupid
What was
cup.
the one thing we
Okay.
always ate?
All right, so we made this giant bowl Rocco didn't like tuna at the time, so I had to make it with chicken. But it was like chicken salad, macaroni type thing. But we put bacon in it. We put like chicken, canned chicken, mayo, and like bacon, like a huge pound of bacon. And that
Where's
thing,
the
we would eat
salad
that.
component?
Yeah, where's the greens coming?
Macaroni.
Oh, the macaroni.
Oh, the macaroni.
Now it's a salad.
Oh,
The starch.
I love that macaroni vegetable. Yeah.
But
So we can make like a huge amount of it though.
we made a giant bowl of it, and we eat it every single night. Whether to be like if we wanted to taste different, we'd put like some sriracha in it, maybe make it spicy one night.
Let me some sriracha.
By the end of the week, it would look pretty bad, but we'd still eat it.
Yeah.
Well, you left it in
I
the
bet your
sun every
booze
day.
looked pretty bad
We
by
were
the end
po
of the week,
folks,
too.
guys. We were po folks. We literally had that thing like for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, dude. It was terrible.
Sick.
Yeah,
I actually still like it today, though. I'm like, oh, it tastes good. Brings up memories.
I've made it since. I've made it
Yeah.
since.
So
No, dude.
I would say my struggle was 8 a.m. classes. Okay, so
Jesus, we
8
sound like a bunch
a.m.
of privileged
is not 8
assholes.
there was 2 classes that they only gave them once, and they were on Friday at 8 a.m. that I had to take. And back in college, I was a bartender, so I would work until 4 or 5 in the morning. And this one day, I get to class, and I'm so tired. I worked all night, and I sit down, I see everyone in their book reading. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm studying for the test. I said, when's the test? Next week? He's like, no, today. I was like, well, I failed that. 'Cause I didn't
That's done.
So,
I
yeah.
that test.
Oh, yeah. So
I
that was my biggest struggle.
was gonna say I'm gonna lean on the one that Steven was saying about the biggest struggle is money situations in college. You know, I played lacrosse in college as well as going to college, which was difficult as it was. You know, playing a collegiate sport where they were asking you to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go do workouts, and then you got 2 days throughout the day, and you have a class, and then you gotta go to practice, and you gotta have class, late afternoon practice. It was like, what the fuck am I doing? You know, but on top of that, I was struggling for money because I decided to move off of campus on my junior year. I think that's all. Like, it was all of our decisions to kind of move out of the dorms, and. When I moved out, I got into an apartment, which meant that I needed to start having some income to be able to pay for this apartment. So I also got myself a job working at Smoothie King. which was serious dough at the time, so it wasn't really covering the
Get that
cost.
smoothie money.
So
Yeah.
money was
That's
a
$7 an hour.
big issue for me, because actually I had because money wasn't coming in as much as I would have loved it to be able to cover the cost of my apartment at that time. I started to actually put myself in debt through credit cards, paying for the rent just so I could have a place to stay, kind of deal. I ended up actually selling almost every movie I owned. At that time it was like 300 something movies. I went to the pawn shop to sell these bitches for like $1 a piece, which was such a ripoff for me, because I was like, I invested $20 per video, 300 something videos. I was like, this is the worst thing. I had to start giving up a lot of different things that I had owned at the pawn shop just to try to cover costs. And that wouldn't even get me the full month rent. It would just be like, okay, I got a half a month rent, and now I got to put the other one on the credit card.
Yeah.
So for me, money was the big struggle. So it was like I was doing college, was doing, lacrosse, was working at Smoothie King, and then also going to the pawn shop on, every other day to try to sell shit just so I could have some money to be able to cover the costs. So that was a struggle, honestly. That was a struggle that even had kind of like put a damper on my life for about 5 years after college, just paying off debts just from that.
Can I ask you guys why you guys moved out of the dorm? Like, would it be cheaper to live in the dorm?
Actually,
or?
in some cases it wasn't.
I think it was like, some cases it wasn't. I think it was like a maturity thing. I think it was like, want to get out of here and go get our own places. We can do our own things, like partying too as well. Or, at that age, we're starting to get 21. We can go out and get liquor and we can do our own things. I
Couldn't party in the dorms?
Well,
you can't.
Like,
drink in the dorms technically.
Yeah, technically.
Technically.
And the dorms are really small, right? Like we're talking
they were.
about living in a house with your big old room.
You got a room, you got a house kind of deal, or you got a small little room, in the dorms. Mm-hmm. I think it was like it was a lot of different reasons, I think.
Plus, you're living with your friends. It's more than just one roommate.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It was crazy. That was my biggest struggle by far during the college years was money, and trying to cover the cost for the living, and on top of going out all the time.
It's always funny too when bums come up to you. They're just like, "Hey, you got some dollars?" You're like, "Motherfucker, do you got dollars? Because I need some fucking money."
Motherfucker, I should be on the street asking you for money.
Yeah,
You're even. I'm in debt.
yeah.
Dude, I don't.
Like, give me some fucking subs.
Dude, I don't mind that so much. I had that lady the other day come up and made this like elaborate story saying she just moved out of her and her boyfriend just moved out of her mom's house because they got in a giant fight. They have a plane ticket to go to New York tomorrow, but they needed somewhere to stay that night. And he just wondered if I had any money at all to give to them. I was like, I don't have any money to give to you. And they're like, oh, well, I said, I have no money on me or whatever. Like, well, can you like go to like the ATM and, pull some out? We'll do anything, you want maybe wash your car or anything. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't. I was like,
they're always on their way somewhere.
This is the part that makes me mad. They got pissed off. She got mad at me. Like, I was like, okay, what the fuck? Yeah, I just told you.
You're the one that fucking decided to go get a plane ticket.
And you're gonna be mad at me, and you're gonna be mad at me for it. Like, I don't know. That irks me. I don't mind about asking for money, but when you get pissed off that I don't have any, like,
tell us the other night at the airport. Go sleep in a chair.
Yeah, something like that.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, what about you guys, man? Struggles, college? Keeping your house clean, bro. Like, that's one for sure. You guys had roaches out the yin yang in that place.
Yeah, we did. But to be fair, I have a feeling that was a previous issue because we fixed it, right? Like, we killed them all because we gave them all AIDS. According to the exterminator comes in, he's like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" And I was like, dude, we got roaches everywhere, and it's probably our fault.
These motherfuckers AIDS.
And he's like, because we keep beer and all this food out, and he's like, here's what I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and I'm going to put the special stuff in here. I'm going to give these little like crumbs in the cracks and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, cool. What does that do? He's like, well, essentially it gives them AIDS. And I was like, what? I was like, how does that work? You're giving roaches AIDS. He's like, well, look, the roach, he comes in, he's going to eat the little stuff. He's going to get sick. Okay, he's going to come back to the nest and he's going to die. And the roaches, they eat themselves. But when they eat themselves, they'll eat the chemicals that are in the original one that ate it. And then it all spreads. It's like, that is fucking badass.
I was like, I don't think that's how AIDS works, man.
Yeah.
People die and then other people eat the AIDS gas.
Yeah. Like, I've never heard of this before.
Yeah, there's no sex involved in this tactic, but Anyway, it kills all the roaches, but I'm pretty sure we didn't change our cleaning habits. I'm pretty sure we left beer all over the place and crumbs, but there just wasn't roaches anymore.
And how do you know sex wasn't involved in that?
Yeah. And
Well,
roaches.
roaches-
I'm kidding.
Maybe. I don't know. That's gross.
That's gross.
Yeah, our apartment was like sticky and like certain points from like spilled beer and like yeah, it was pretty nasty.
I remember
It was a
walking in
huge-
and feeling like I had like walked in quicksand a few different times with my shoes.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
like really
whoa.
sticky like sometimes. It was gross.
Yeah, well, you guys
It was
did
a-
throw parties. To be honest, you threw parties with like
Yeah.
200 plus people.
That was
easy.
a terrible smell
know?
in the morning.
That's
Yeah.
what happened. Yeah, and it was a huge place, and trying to get 2 people to help clean up was like wrangling cats, let alone 6.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
that was tough. That was ridiculous. I don't know, struggles. Honestly, I don't know how you don't say finances, but
Yeah.
so I know I had to work at a sushi restaurant just to get some furniture. I mean, my parents helped me a ton. I actually feel silly even complaining about it. I don't have any right to complain. Like, I was eating ramen and just bagels with peanut butter at times, but
That's really
know.
good though. That's
yeah,
good.
I know. I just wouldn't really call them
Good combination.
struggles.
Oh, well, then, since you don't really have struggles or anything, like, did you know anybody else that had them? Like, even if you don't have to name names?
I don't know.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
another struggle too here. In my senior year, or actually it was like kind of like near the end of my junior year, I had a hard drive that had everything that I had worked on up to my junior year on, and I wasn't like nowadays. I'm really good with making sure I have backup information all over the place, but I didn't at that time, and everything that I had worked on had been deleted because the hard drive got corrupted, which led into me having to redo, like not redo, but just do a whole bunch of other different things to even have senior reel, which was kind of like really upsetting and depressing for me, because it was just like all the work that I'd done previously to that would have worked towards going
Yeah, I
to my
was gonna
senior
say,
reel.
like, what about
was
that?
non-existent.
Like,
That was
what
a
about
big
that, like-
deal for me, you know.
I have a legit struggle. I just thought of. Not to
Well,
say that yours
still-
isn't. I'm just saying that what I was previously talking about weren't legit, and now I have one in my head, and it kind of goes to your jalapeno poppers.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna make those. I'm gonna make Halloween poppers. But basically, like, it's the first time that in my experience, you're away from family, and I got food poisoning my freshman year in college, and that was probably the biggest struggle, not having the care and attention that your parents give you, because like, and I'm not saying my mom's there like stroking my head the whole time, but like, it's like you're sick, you acknowledge you're in a safe place, and
You're
my
still
dad or
getting
mom,
help, though.
they're like, okay, if you need anything, I'm gonna go to the store, I'm gonna get you a bunch of medicine, I'm gonna get you a bunch of like food, you're gonna be well taken care of, right? When I was
That's not really the college friend route.
right, like I wasn't. They don't need to, and I was just
Yeah.
sick as a dog in my bed, and just like, dude, I don't know what to do. I can't get up. Like, what college person? Because I know I don't have a lot of money. What college person is gonna go out and get stuff for me? Like, get like crackers and get like.
Bro,
stuff,
had
but,
you
like,
asked, I would have stroked your head and put the
Got you some
cloth
crackers?
on your forehead and
yeah, and
What a-
but like Nate was actually really cool. He's like, dude, like I got $2. I'm gonna go to the vending machine. Can I get you like a Powerade? I was like, yes, Powerade if I can make it. But like, you know what I mean? And that was all he had, and like he helped me out, and like that was really cool. But you know, it still doesn't compare to like just
Yeah.
endless amounts of soup and all this other stuff.
But that's
See, now-
legit though. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And a college buddy would be like, "Hey, drink this beer," and you'll just forget it.
oh my god, have some Beerios or
Growing up
whatever.
everywhere, man.
Not at art school.
Yeah. So yeah, just not having that like safety net of parents when you're sick, and being sick for the first time away from them was pretty interesting and quite a struggle, I guess. You get over it, but that sucked.
Well,
Yeah.
and see, I had financial struggles too. I actually worked 3 jobs at one point while going to college. So,
Jesus.
but and you know, I was just paying through college. I even have now college debt that I'm paying off. But I think that just comes with going to college is finances, man. It's not. It's a struggle.
That is stupid.
Which is a
and-
topic in itself.
Yeah,
Oh,
that should not
my
be the case.
gosh. Yeah.
Right.
I agree with you. It's ridiculous because I feel like the fact that people would even have to worry about the finances while going to get their education is like you're putting a huge strain on that person really like really getting the thorough education that they need.
It's scary when we're starting to think that that's just the thing you do. Well, it's just college. It's college. Come out with
get a
debt.
job, sell your
Yeah,
shit
it's-
at the fucking pawn shop.
That's just
Go
what
get
you do.
3 jobs. Like
What do you mean college is free? when
you've
you're
only
from-
got $2 to go get a Powerade. Why do you only have $2? Because no one has fucking money at the damn cost.
Yeah.
Everybody's
what-
struggling, man.
I'm not saying like a crazy story, but I was working one day and I was at the beach and my boss was wanting me to work more hours and kind of like run the business. And I said, well, what about I wouldn't have any time for school? And he goes, school's for certain people. And I already cut my hours at school instead of cutting my work hours.
Oh man, no.
And right there in that conversation, I went, well, school's for me. So I'm cutting myself at that one job. I cut myself down to only 2 days a week.
Yeah.
And he was like shocked. And I was like, you know what? I need to reevaluate my life. And so I went back to school full time and I finished school within 2 years then. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
My wife had to
Sometimes it takes eye-opening.
she had a full-time job while doing her master's and stuff like that, and like I don't know, like college is supposed to be a special experience. Like it is about the academia and your craft, right? But like there's also the social aspect that I just feel that would really suck if you take that away from someone that young. You know what I mean? Like if they're heads down working all the time and then just working full time and then working on studying and not really enjoying the other part of college, I feel like that's a missed opportunity. That sucks.
That's true.
I agree. Alan, man, did you say you had one?
So I'm wondering if this is not really a struggle. Well, I guess it's a struggle at the time, but this is gonna be a little real as well. I struggled with at the time was kind of how I treated some of my closer friends. In particular, there's this one guy who I'm friends with still to this day, who I really treated like extremely poorly, like almost like physically abused him when we were living together. And it's something I've always kind of regretted. So it's more like a regret rather than a struggle at the time, because I didn't think, at that time I was like, oh, this is just dudes being dudes, this is what happens, people get in arguments and stuff. But I kind of feel like it might have damaged my like friendship with that person in the long run. So it's definitely one of those things that, like I was saying before, you don't have the maturity level then to realize what you're doing, acting like a dick or an asshole to people is going to affect you like long term.
That could have been
I
a
think
past thing where your future self tells your past self.
That is true.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Quite a few things. Yeah.
And so what I got from that is that he's sorry, Clay.
Sorry, Clay.
I'm sorry. I went into that alley when you were working there.
You ruined my top client. Yeah. I mean, relationship struggles.
Yeah.
We're also still growing. Like there's friendships, relationships, and all types of stuff that like I'm sure we all struggle
That
with.
maturity thing is a big point. Like that's a big point. I think we're all in those stages of college. We're still kind of going through figuring out who we are and how the world works and how to mature, especially us as men. I think we mature slower than females do. So it's almost like a harder trip to kind of get through.
Yeah, man.
And figure out for ourselves.
I think we actually stopped growing like around 27, 28 when we actually reach maturity level like
full
completion.
maturity. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's wild.
Well, some of us, Ian, sure.
Awesome. All right, Alan, I'm gonna go to you, sir.
All right, guys, gonna lighten it up a little bit here.
Cool.
We're gonna talk about your favorite video game level of all time, one that you replay the most, one that you enjoyed the most the first time, whatever you want to do, like favorite video game level of all time. And I'll just kick it off just to get the conversation started. Mine is from the original Halo, Silent Cartographer mission, which is, I think, after your very initial one, is the one where you land on the beach. And then you have like you're the warthog and you're going on the beach and you're going into each one of the little areas to like build the map for Halo, if you remember that game. Okay. I remember that game like nonstop, like the beach landing and everything, and just like running, like seeing like the water coming up on the beach, the sand, and then like chucking grenades, and like you have all your marine buddies like assaulting the elites, and they're like and like dodging grenades and shit. Like I remember like replaying that level the most when I got the original Halo.
And they're
So
talking to you too, right? And they're
yeah,
like they're
all the
interacting
interaction
with you.
between like the bad guys and your allies is like so awesome, and like one of the most like engaging experiences in a video game that I experienced when it first happened. I never had like
Super
a gaming
immersive.
experience like that.
Yeah, that's a
I
good one.
gotta think about this one, man.
Yeah, that's
Because I play a lot of different video games over and over. I just gotta think about which one is it that I feel is like my top. You know that.
Yeah.
You know what?
But even a level though, like the stage of a level.
Like specific
Yeah,
level,
exactly.
One level.
Because you definitely like when you go play an older game, there's always like the one level you want to play. It's
Yeah.
more than like other ones, you know, because all games like movies have like a stronger section of the game than others.
Right.
Okay, so I think mine would be in EverQuest Unrest. You guys remember that?
Oh, just
Unrest.
doing that area.
Just
Yeah.
that area. I like because granted, it's not like a level, but I just remember always going to that. And a few months ago, I actually downloaded the original EverQuest, and that's the first thing I did was I ran right there. You know, I was like, hey, I want to go back to that place. So
Yeah.
now that's really the only one that kind of pops out in my head. You know,
That you always go back to though.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even to this day.
Mhm.
Now,
Gotcha.
so I'm torn, like, because the games I usually play are like, first-person shooters or like MOBAs,
Right.
or like,
So,
like
like Call of Duty, the first Modern Warfare, the one where you get
yeah.
to do the sniper mission, the ghillie suit mission.
Yeah.
Like
you
that
know,
one,
Yeah.
I
I
thought
never
was
played
like
the
awesome.
game.
that
Yeah.
was-
I always
You never
played
played the single
multiplayer.
player?
Oh,
Dude, that
really?
ghillie suit
Yeah,
mission,
really.
man. There's a
never
moment
played
where
it.
you're in the grass and you're just so scared because they're walking.
And
right
like
by
literally, like
you.
a guy steps
Yeah.
like right next to you, like his
Yeah.
boots like right next to your head. Yeah,
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah,
that was another
epic.
potential one for me.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, let me-
In that same vein, I will say the Call of Duty. I think it was Modern Warfare 2. I think it's called Wolverines or Burger Town or something like that. It's
Oh,
when
yeah.
Russia is attacking Virginia,
Yeah.
and the way they set it up is that there's like this parking lot, mini mall strip, whatever. But then across the street, in each different parking lot is like a Burger Town
Oh,
or something
yeah.
like that.
Are you talking about
And then there's like a
Nuketown?
taco something. What?
Nuketown? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't think so. I thought it was
no.
called Burger
I
Town.
think the level is called Wolverines. I think you're right.
Yes,
It is.
yeah.
Okay. And right, and so what you do is you start at one like fast food restaurant and you're like kind of sniping these guys from this parking lot, and then like go to the next one, and so you go to the next one because they're about to bomb the one you're on, and so you're taking out, so it's like a different type of feeling when you're in like the Burger Town one, and then you have to assault and take out the nuked one that was like just now, well, not nuked but like bombed,
Yeah.
and now it's a totally different, like it's like familiar but different at the same time, so you're using like the different structures and the
Yeah.
debris, and so like the way they reused the environment and the story they told was just absolutely amazing and very
Yeah.
entertaining. So that one is always up in my head as one of my favorite levels.
And I like when you like look up and all of a sudden you just see like a giant like C-130 like cargo plane just dropping. You see all the people parachuting down into like this like small town America, and you're just like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Like this is
Yeah.
it. This is how it's happening.
It's
War 3
epic.
for you,
This is
Rocco.
well-
Yeah, exactly.
It was pretty cool.
I gotta think about this one, man, because like Stephen too, I kind of play more multiplayer games than I do the single player like story games.
Even when you were younger, like you had a Super Nintendo, you like replay
Yeah,
like Kong level,
that's what I gotta think.
Or,
That's
like
what I
Super
gotta
Mario
think is
3
that-
level or something, you know.
Yeah, I gotta think about that one a little bit more.
Super
I
Mario
think.
3 was the big world where everything was a lot larger than you. I loved that level because
Yeah.
it was so unique.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
We
And
would,
then-
I would say like Gauntlet Legends. I played like over and over and over, but there was
Oh,
no. I don't know if I
Like
can say
God of
like there
War.
was. Oh, but see, that's the
God of
thing is
War.
like I don't know if I have a specific level that I think like intrigued me as much as like the game itself. I played 15 times over and over and over
Sure.
all the way through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like God of War was one of those games. I was addicted to it. Played it several times. Same with Gauntlet Legends too. You know, it was like, oh, just the whole game itself. I just wanted to kind of go through it all. I got to think about that one a little bit more.
The
Though-
N64 Super Mario 64 boss battle with Bowser is one of my favorites because
Oh.
just the pattern that you had to do. You had to like get him to eat bombs or something, and then grab his tail and spin him around.
This
That
was
really,
for
really fun.
for Mario 64.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I never
remember
played.
that
I only played that very little amount, and I always wanted to play it because it
Oh,
looked so
yeah.
fun.
You should go back. I mean,
Yeah.
it might not hold up the same, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely fun. Now,
First time
I
it was
on-
3D, right?
Yeah, so the camera's a little wonky and shit, but
Okay, Aztec, the map Aztec on 007. GoldenEye.
shit!
I loved that shit. We would
That
choose
was a
that
good
map
one.
every time because it had all these little hidden chord, paths.
Yeah,
And
Aztec was a good one. It was multi-leveled too. Yeah.
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was one literally we would choose that one every time we would go to play, at least once. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that would be one level that I'd say, I was super involved in GoldenEye for the longest time. We just kept choosing that same map over and over and over because we liked it.
Yeah.
That one or the Complex, the one
Right,
where,
a complex. Yep.
Complex, just the single-player game. I remember that one being awesome too.
Oh,
Yeah.
That one was.
Well,
a lot of
we
fun.
would throw proximity mines everywhere. We did proximity mines.
Oh my gosh, I love that game. Man. I think you just mentioned some things.
I always liked
played it
Stacks.
again.
I thought Stacks was like the most competitive, like kind of one, because it was just basically like two levels with stairs, and then like every kind of area is about pretty much the same.
I'd have to say something like that. That was something like it was like a go-to, back to it over and over and over and over and over again, and it never got old. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
when you said Aztec, I thought you were talking about Counter-Strike. Like,
Oh no! Well,
Yeah,
Counter-Strike was a lot of
second,
fun
yeah.
too. Though.
Yeah.
I love.
Oh, I got a good one. I don't know if anyone played it, but anyone ever played Dark Souls or Demon Souls?
Yeah.
I played Dark
Okay.
Souls. Yeah.
Yeah, Dark Souls. The one where it's like prison, and it's like they have these people with lanterns walking around, like these like ghost ladies. It was the scariest like level I ever played, and it was awesome. Like I'll play.
I don't know
that.
if I got to that far because I never finished Dark Souls.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
they're
it's great.
tough games.
yeah.
Yeah, yep. So I love those games in whole, but I remember that level, and you're like walking, and something will just jump out and attack you out of nowhere. It was
Yeah.
really cool.
It's like
I
my
gotta
whole
s-
experience with Dark Souls, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna throw another one out there. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Oh,
That was a good. Yeah.
Right? Like I
Which
remember.
section?
I was gonna say the Water Temple, as much as people hate it.
Yeah.
The adult Water Temple, but and I also really like the Sand Temple because
Yeah.
you get the gauntlets and you get the shield that gets
yeah.
to deflect stuff. Like that was always really fun. I played that game a ton and over again.
And it was awesome when you got the horse and you could run around.
oh, I used to play
Yeah.
I
Tomb
hate
Raider
it.
a lot too on those Tomb Raider missions.
I was gonna say I hated that sand level, man, where you're in the desert and you had to listen to the siren to go and find your way through that shit, dude. I
Yeah.
couldn't stand that. That took me forever.
Yeah, I didn't like that part.
I got lost. And,
Yeah.
You know which one I got stuck on, and that was when you get swallowed by the guy, by the giant fish when you're a
Oh,
kid
yeah.
or whatever, and you have to like
Oh, yeah.
navigate inside his stomach. Oh my god, dude, I got so
I hated
confused
that
in that
one.
part. Yeah.
That was very confusing. Yeah.
I think that was the only game actually that I bought the guide for. Actually,
Oh really?
the guide for.
That's probably
Was that
one worth
game.
it though. That would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was because like you got
Yeah.
so much more stuff. And
I
remember using
this
the
buying
guide,
like
of course.
guides and stuff. You used to have them for stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No.
I think I had them for like Turok 2.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Turok! Oh,
yes. Oh wait, no, I think I had that one for that.
You know
too.
they're making Turok. They're gonna do like a new one.
Really.
I think so. Yeah. That's I
shit.
read something about that recently.
because I remember that game was the shit.
Dude, you should YouTube what original Turok looked like, because in my mind,
Oh,
it
not-
looked so cool.
it's
Yeah,
it's a
exactly.
flat plane with
But
a lot
it
of
was-
fog.
It's so bad back then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching it and I was like, wow, because I used to think it was like really like graphic and like gory and like awesome
Oh, yeah.
graphics, and then now I watched it just like a video of it the other day, and I was like,
I was a
wow.
big
hindsight,
Banjo-Kazooie.
man. Like,
I played a lot
rose-tinted
of
glasses.
Banjo-Kazooie. Did you guys do that
Oh,
one?
I never played that one. No,
No, I played a
that was
lot.
for like
of Banjo-
Nintendo,
yeah.
Super Nintendo.
It was for N64.
Oh, in
Yeah.
64.
Yeah, I did a lot of that game. Like I beat
I
that game
remember
like 5 times, man.
What about Mario Kart? When we would always play Mario Kart, I always pick the blocks, the different
Yes.
colored block level.
Oh yeah, that level.
For,
Yeah.
in battle mode,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was the jam,
That was-
man.
Yeah, because everything. I
I-
like those ones where it's kind of like balanced on every side, like no true advantage, kind of. You know.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm looking up. Sorry, I'm looking up because I'm trying to figure out like my favorite game moment, just see if anything jogs my memory. And some of these are pretty funny. They got the cow level in Earthworm Jim. I don't know if you guys remember that one.
Yeah.
Well, I like remember kind of playing it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
where
think I've
it's where the
ever played
refrigerator comes down and like hits the cow, and the cow's like moo. Just like I remember that one.
I played
Sword-
that 7
Sword
spot game where you played the 7-Up character.
Yeah.
Red Dot, you know.
Yeah.
You ever play that?
It was actually decent.
Yeah, it
Like,
was fun. It was like a good platformer, kind of like
Surprisingly, for a soda mascot,
for basically a glorified advertisement for 7-Up. Like
right? Like, it's insane.
You were
All right,
saying
what
see
else?
that other one?
Yeah, it was like a sword in the stone moment for Legend of Zelda.
Oh yeah, that's always.
Oh, when you pulled the sword.
Yeah.
Where he pulls the sword
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. Like, if I have to say, like, most current favorite level, I would say I'm gonna pick a back door or a loophole in this. Summoner's Rift. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, Summoner's Rift.
Oh yeah.
Just because of the whole game aspect, like I hate playing something and not being the master out of it. But I guess it's my curse, I guess, because like I don't think I've ever played a game that I've mastered that I've been really good. Like,
First.
yes, that I'm like I've said, like I see a person like Nate who can just jump into a game and be like amazing at it.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Like, I don't know how does a person do that? Like, I have no idea. Like, I mean, I can sit there and study like how to play a person.
Don't
It's
ever let Nate watch
They will
this.
not be good at it.
It's
Yeah.
genetics. The dude.
Yes, but how though? Like, I'm just wondering. Like, I like the whole aspect in it, like how it's you have to build, against one person. It's like chess almost a little bit, but like it's just, I don't know. That's what makes me want to play it so more, because I want to get better at it, but it's not. I guess I am getting better at it, but I don't know, man. It's just, that's why I like that level so much, is because, yeah, it's constantly different every single time. So.
Oh, it is Summoner's Rift. That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Summoner's
Nice.
Rift.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm saying Summoner's Rift it is.
That's why I said
okay.
the loophole
Yeah.
that I'm going for, because it is a level. And so,
Cool.
True.
but,
I enjoy that one too, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think everybody here would
I
agree.
think we do. Yep.
Another great Halo one was the one with the wheel in the middle where the sword was, and so half of it was on the beach and the other.
You guys are
half
gonna
was-
hate me here, but I have never actually played Halo except for the multiplayer with you guys, just here and
Right.
there. But I never
Yeah, I
played
never
Halo.
played
Like,
You ever played the original
I think I
Halos?
only played Halo 3 times, guys. Like
Nope.
multiplayer, arena kind of thing, 3 times. That's all I've played with Halo. I haven't got to.
The map
and
I'm
I-
talking about is multiplayer.
Yeah.
It is a multiplayer. Okay, well, I'm not gonna say that I even remember
What's it
that.
called?
and we still have yet to do the subject on why Steve-O hates Halo.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
I need to write that
Another
down,
topic.
man. That should be the next topic.
Yeah. No,
Awesome.
I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, this is weird. Seeing Peach's castle in 3D in Super Mario 64.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty cool. I don't know if that was
Yeah.
it's not like a favorite
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is weird.
I
Oh,
think
that one
I
was
think
in
what,
Halo 2, Clay.
yes, it
Okay,
was.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think what makes a great level is just it's at the time it's innovation, and I think like the special uniqueness that it brought compared to other games. I mean,
Right.
just like we're all describing things that like we like because of the, I guess, emotions and what it brings to the table in terms of gameplay.
What was that?
Act 4, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots.
No, Metal Gear
No.
Solid 4 was me.
Eh.
I will say, I will, like, the thing is, too, like, my favorite level could be something unique, I guess, for that moment, but then I don't know if I feel compelled to play it again. For me, a favorite level would be something I want to play over and over again. I play that Wolverine's map a ton just because
Yeah.
it's so much fun. Like,
Yeah.
that Legend of Zelda game, I'll go back, and I'm really excited to play that one dungeon. So, as much as I like some of these other, like, things, I don't know if I would want to play them again. They were so amazing, but I don't know if I would play
Yeah.
them again.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. All right, cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Go on to our last topic and final topic.
Hey, can I take a quick break?
Yeah, let's take a break. All right, so the final topic today is going to be my topic. Let's see. Okay, so recently there was an article that came out that said that Mega Man was going to get his own movie. And so I thought about this for a little bit, and I thought how cool it was that, like, one of my childhood favorite video game characters is actually going to get a movie, which kind of leads me to a topic that I will probably talk about a little bit later, which that, like, the superhero genre is going nuts right now. I wonder if video game movies will eventually mature to the point that superhero movies would, and we would get cool video game movies. But that aside, that brought me to a topic of, what character or what thing, what other medium do you guys maybe have that you would want to see turned into a movie? Now, I'm not saying that the Mega Man movie could be fucking awful, but my hope is that it's amazing. And if it is, that would be like success, right? And so if someone asked me this question, I'd be like, dude, make an awesome Mega Man movie, and I would be really, really happy.
Does it
I
have to
like
be
Mega
a
Man.
game though? Does it have to
No,
be a
it could be
game?
anything. It could be a
anything.
book. It could be a magazine. It
Okay.
could be like just a history thing. It could be like you might just say, "I want to see George Washington
Right.
movie. I want to see amazing interpretation of that."
Okay.
Huh, that's a great question.
I'll start this one off, guys.
Okay.
I love watching like alien stuff, whether it's ancient aliens, it's like alien conspiracy things, whatever it be. Not that I sit here and I say I believe any of it that's coming out, but I love just entertaining myself. See? Exactly. But,
Aliens.
So there's a guy I've been watching on Guy MTV. He comes out and interviews, like he's got an interview going on with one of the guys that had done some of the ancient alien stuff. His name's Corey Good, and it's on
Neil
Guy
deGrasse
MTV.
Tyson.
Huh?
What?
Huh? So he is just, he's just getting an interview done, speaking about his supposed stories that he went through of 20 years in the military and the secret space program. And he speaks about things like a base on the moon. He talks about there's alien existence on the moon too as well. Bases underground in the moon. It's kind of like a Switzerland area. It's like a neutral zone. There's been a genetic projects going on for 250,000 years. There's 20 different genetic projects going on with aliens. There's there's 5 different human groups out there. Like, military ones to, corporate ones to like a UN type style one that have colonized different areas, like, for example, Mars or something. And he talks about like the sun is not actually magma, like, I mean, not magma, but not like it's not.
Plasma?
So he's a quack.
Plasma, but on the outside it's plasma, but inside it's like electrical and all these other different things that like it's a whole like it's a charging kind of station. I'm telling you, it's like crazy.
Chocolate's not really chocolate.
But I'm telling you, this is the other thing.
Yeah.
We're right now in a part of the galaxy where I guess there's huge high amounts of energy that would affect us in ways that in ways that would be like who knows. I don't know exactly, but that there's these spheres out there that are literally encompassing the entire solar system to block and buffer the energy coming in. So this guy's story is so out there, but I would love to see this be a movie because it's just like, this thing is fucking great. It's so out there. Like, how cool would this shit be if this was like just converted into a movie that we can all watch and be entertained by? This alien races, genetic projects, lunar bases, Mars being colonized, and other places
That would be really
outside
cool,
the solar
yeah.
system, and spheres being engulfing the entire solar system to buffer energy coming in, and then these high different dimensional beings coming down.
Kind of sounds like a mixture of John Carter of Mars with that new
2001 Space
Jupiter Ascending.
With
Actually,
Jupiter Ascending, 2001 Space Odyssey, and the other one you had just spoke about, because like Space Odyssey brought in the whole lunar base stuff and a few other different things, and I think it was even Mars too. They were on Mars and he was going down there to go figure out what was going on.
That's cool.
So
Yeah,
I would want that one. Convert that into a
That'd
movie, dude.
be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
so speaking of those kind of
Bastard.
things, and also a video game, I was thinking Mass Effect would be a good candidate for a movie franchise that's also a game and also like kind of a cool universe. I feel like it could be as successful as like a Star Wars or like a Star Trek based on what they have in that game.
For sure.
And it also has like kind of like a don't know how much you guys have played the Mass Effect games.
I'm up to 2.
Okay, so also
Never played.
like it also has kind of like that George R. R. Martin like Game of Thrones effect where like main characters can die in the so people would have like a lot of attachment but then kind of be crushed when these main characters die as well. So I feel like there's a little bit more drama than just a typical sci-fi fantasy type movie.
That's a
Gotcha.
good point.
That
So
would
that would be your candidate. And I thought perhaps
I
that
guess,
they were making
yeah.
a Mass Effect.
So, okay, now I had something, it was actually a book that I read in middle school. The Giver. Did you guys ever read that? The movie just came out.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
The movie came out about a year ago, and when I saw that, I was like, this is awesome. I've been wanting a movie of this book since I was a kid, And
Do you
I
like the
actually
movie?
got to. The movie was, I would say, pretty good. I mean, it I don't know.
Doesn't sound like it.
I like the book. So,
Well, that's like in a situation like yours, Ian. I read all of the Aragons, and when I saw the movie, I was
yeah.
like, oh no,
Yeah.
you know,
I
like
remember
don't
you
do that.
when
Like,
that happened
oh,
to you, Rocco.
yeah, exactly. You remember that? Like, I was just
Yeah.
locked in my room. I was like, oh my god,
You're so pissed. Like, it's so bad.
The movie came out, dude. It was terrible. It just didn't represent the book in a good way at all. But the story was phenomenal, you know. And had they just been able to convert that over, it would have been. I think it would have took off a lot better than the Aragon that came out. So
Right.
I can relate with that. And you're like, ugh. I mean, I got a movie to kind of translate from the book, but didn't.
It almost does it worse.
Yeah, yeah,
I'd rather
exactly.
just not be a movie at that point.
Yeah, and I kind of kept it in my imagination where it was better.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Okay. So The Giver, Ian, is what you're saying?
The Giver was one, and I got to see the movie, and I would say it was pretty fair. But a good game, I would say, that I would like to see a movie is wow, I can't even think of the name. Post-apocalyptic.
Fallout.
Fallout, yeah.
Yeah.
Fallout would be a pretty cool movie, I think.
Nice. We almost got something similar in District
Mad Max.
9. I felt like it was like weird.
I've never
Oh, Mad Max too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
some
Mad
kind
Max
of.
is similar, a post-apocalyptic event.
Mhm.
You know, kind of like one area.
Yeah,
I guess
Mad Max
it's
is a lot closer than District 9.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Very cool.
I got another one too. If
Oh,
nobody
nice.
else does. Okay, so obviously there's some amazing lore behind this. World of Warcraft. I know that they've been talking about trying to come out with something like a movie, but I would love to see something. What are you guys all laughing about?
There's
The
a-
movies. Yeah.
There's like a huge movie being made for it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're in the
Okay.
process of making and stuff, but I want to see that. You know, like that's something
Okay.
I've been dying to see is like World of Warcraft coming out, and there being like this just because like I was saying, the lore behind all of World of Warcraft. There's so much there that I think that this is a great story. That it's about time that is it Blizzard doing it?
Sort of.
Okay.
ILM, that
Michael
does like
Bay.
Star Wars and stuff, is doing
Yeah.
the visual effects for it.
Okay.
And then the director is the guy that
And
did
it's
Moon.
all animation, correct?
Sort of.
Live action.
It's a
Mix.
live action movie.
Oh, it is.
It's like Avatar, kind of.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Nice, nice.
It
Well,
reminds me more Lion Witch Wardrobe than Harry Potter, though.
Okay.
Me.
Like,
Well, I mean, I would
Yeah.
love to see that. I just hope it doesn't fail.
Yeah.
I hope it
The
doesn't
director
fall
is
into-
the guy that did Moon. I don't know if you saw that.
oh, that's right.
Yeah, so it's like the director is like guy he's experienced in using like visual effects smartly, I think. So
Cool.
that's good. And the story for Moon was really awesome, like a really
Yeah.
good sci-fi movie.
well,
So I'm
think
excited about that then.
I think that they should make one. It came out years ago. I think BioShock Infinite. I don't know if you guys ever played that,
That
Yeah,
was
I
I
played
never,
a little
never
bit.
did actually.
but it was a great story. Like I played it straight through until the end. Like I didn't put it down personally. Another one that I think we're all like missing out on that I think would be a great movie or a great series would be God of War.
Mm,
Oh,
that
that'd
could
be a
be
good
cool.
one.
That's,
cool.
that's
Yeah.
so much. I mean, the beginning, the very first one had a great story behind it, like how it just you saw it develop. You know what I mean?
It's a god killer.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And why he
And everybody
was,
loves
though,
mythology.
because- I mean, I don't want to spoil it for anybody because it's family, but that one.
That movie would be tough. I feel like to translate. I'm gonna play devil's advocate just for the sake of entertainment.
No,
here,
go
but,
ahead.
like,
I want to know why though.
he's not. I don't even know if he's a one-dimensional character. Like that guy's just so like what like.
All over the place, pretty much. Yeah.
No, not like he's just killing people. Like the story needs to be fleshed out more. I think he needs a lot more motivation and a lot more like.
There was motivation though, because it's his family. Because what the gods did with his family made him
Yes.
basically
Yeah.
kill his family.
I guess, but then like where do you go from there?
Spoiler
Like,
alert.
where's his arc? Where's his like? He's just mad and he's just going and killing and like yeah, you'll get a nice blockbuster B movie, but I don't know if you'll get something like really really like.
Okay. Well,
Crazy
I'm a
entertaining.
huge zombie zombie movie lover.
Fan.
Like there hasn't been fan, and there's like I'm a huge zombie lover. Did I say?
Yeah, sure, you love zombies.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
But,
zombie fucker.
No, yeah, and I guess you would say like I'm still waiting for that good zombie movie. I guess everyone would say that The Walking Dead's a good substitute.
Mhm.
But like I would say The Last of Us. I mean, I know they're starting on that, but like that I think is going to be really good especially because they're going to make a series of it. I think it's going to be like one of those huge movies, and
I think would
can't
be really
wait to see that because I love zombie movies, and I
For
think that's a
sure.
great story.
Another good game to turn into a movie would be Bloodborne. I don't know if you guys played that.
Oh yeah,
That
I've
was
started
bad.
it. It's awesome.
Would that be a good movie? I haven't played, and because I
think
think
so.
Dark Souls and
The world alone, I think Bloodborne lends itself better to a movie than Dark Souls does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, based
Very
on
cool.
the info, like the world and everything.
Yeah, it's
That's
really-
cool.
Because it feels more like story, like there's more kind of story feeling or like setting. It all feels cohesive, whereas Dark Souls feels like crazy batshit insane area. It's a crazy batshit insane area,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, that's my take too. That I got. It was very gamey, but do you guys? So this is a lot of video game stuff, and I didn't mean it to have to be video games. Do you guys have like book? Like I know Alan, if I asked you this question when we were in college, you'd be like, dude, Game of Thrones. Give me a movie or give me a, like. Do you guys have any books or any comics
There's
that you want to
another
see?
fantasy series that I like called Wheel of Time that I would like to be turned into a film or series of films. It would have to be because it's like 13 books long,
Oh,
and it
wow.
was what I started reading before, like the first fantasy like novels that I read, and I think it would be really good. I just feel like because Lord of the Rings and like Game of Thrones, it would be difficult to make that movie now because they've already had like these big blockbuster ones make it.
Would you call it the
successful.
Wheel of Time?
Yeah, the Wheel of Time.
Okay, I
Is
think I
the
know which
name
one
of the
you're referring
series.
to. Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
I heard it was done really well.
It's awesome. It's
Yeah,
like
it
really,
was
really
like
good.
the way that he created the magic or something like that was totally different. Is that
Yeah,
true?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that, and I haven't actually gotten around to reading it, but I do have it on my shelf too.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe I will.
I don't know if it had to be a book. I don't know if we've already said it, but I would definitely want them to start remaking Aragon.
I would
Just
too.
reboot. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
them reboot it and make the whole thing the right way. Like
Start it all
honestly,
over.
I think
That's what I'm saying.
that was a great series. I mean, I still got to return the books to Rocco. I still have them all
That's great.
actually right here. But yeah, no, like that would be an awesome like new series that I think would be great.
There's one called. I read a series called The Ranger's Apprentice. Anybody else read that? No.
Oh,
Okay.
you told me about that, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. It was about like a kid kind of growing up without a father in a time of like medieval days, Renaissance days kind of deal, and has to he becomes a ranger, and it's like they have these different groups where you're like a knight, you're a ranger, you're this or you're that, and you have to go there and train with a master, and then over the span of years you become, you get to work your way up essentially like the ranks, and then like the rangers are like the big deal. They're like the hidden assassin kind of guys that go out there, will be spies, or they'll kill, or do whatever they got to do. But it was a really cool book, a series actually called The Ranger's Apprentice, that I think that if it was converted into a movie would be a good movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something I've been trying to figure out how I can articulate this, but I really like The Last Samurai. And I don't
too.
think we really have like samurai movies, and
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with the games crap where you pick a dude, a hero, and you go and you kill. What is it called?
Oh, Dynasty Warriors?
Dynasty Warriors. Yeah.
Dynasty Warriors, yeah.
So like a trilogy or story about those three kingdoms and like them fighting, like I think that would be kind of unique. It's not necessarily fantasy, but Jesus. It's not necessarily fantasy, but it's I don't know, there's swords or samurais. Like I think that would be kind of cool to see, and like just see those kingdoms like fight and wage war against each other, and like I don't know, that'd be a cool universe to jump into for a little bit.
Now let me ask you this: who would play Lu Bu?
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey. He just came up real quick. Yeah. The Last Samurai, man, I like that movie too. We don't have any samurai movies,
Yeah.
And it's a totally different mentality too, the samurai mentality. Like there's
and
a lot of honor and respect.
The geography and like just
Yeah.
the locations, like I feel like it would be
That
kind of
time,
cool. And
yeah.
it would be really
I
neat to
agree.
see.
Another one I was thinking of that would probably be like a short film because it's just like a quick short story is this one science fiction writer, and it's called I think the name of the story is called They're Made of Meat, and it's these aliens finding like radio like signals and like discovering like Earth and everything, and they're having this conversation, these two aliens, and he's like sir, like they're made of meat, and he's like, meat? What do you mean meat? Like he's like we picked up lots of the life forms on the planet and they're all made of meat. He's like, no, they're not like made of. How can meat be like intelligent? He's like we want the ones that made the machines, or like that sent the signals, the radio waves that we detected. He's like, yeah, they made the machines. they are the meat that made the machines. They're like, this is impossible, and it's just these two aliens like finally like having this discussion about like the humans like being just made of like goo, like basically meat, and they're like, this is impossible. Yeah, it's a really funny short story, and I think I could see it like totally done like a Pixar style, just like before one of their movies.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
yeah, we can hear you, Steve. I kick you anytime you go nuts.
No, man, I really like those movies, like those ideas or stories of those like out there alien kind of life forms, or like or anything that kind of deals with like the origins of humanity, the start of humanity. If like they had some type of influence over those kind of stories, for me, I'm like, create that into a movie.
Yeah, create that in a moo.
Create that into a moo.
Yeah, for sure. We are dropping like flies over here. I don't know what is going on, but we got a great shot of Rocco.
Stoned.
That's awesome. All right, well,
there's a great short film of I forgot what it was, but it was Superman, Batman versus Darth Vader. Did you guys ever see that? The Star Wars thing? Yeah,
that is badass. Cross. I want that to be made, dude. Yeah, like cross of different universes. So like, fuck just Marvel cross universe. I want Marvel into Star Wars, into Star Trek, into The Last Samurai.
Yes.
Into...
So it's kind of like the Lego movie, right?
Into
they had like a
Jurassic
ton
Park.
of people. Okay.
Jurassic Park into Star Wars. That would be awesome.
That would be pretty. Who would win?
That.
I'm pretty sure the Jedi would.
I don't know. Right? I don't know. Maybe
dinosaurs
are force resistant. Who knows?
Exactly. Not if the Raptors get their hands on land.
Right. Yes, of course, Rocco.
There you go.
That's great. All right, guys.
So I sent you guys the link. Okay, so check it out. Definitely, it's cool.
For sure. All right. Well, we're dropping like flies. I think we kind of can wrap it up here.
Today.
This is good. This has been another great episode of the Everything and Nothing show. Like I said, each topic is going to be doled out Monday through Friday, topic by topic, onto youtube.com/Maelstrom Gamers channel. And you can get the full episode on Saturdays. And then you can also follow us on Facebook. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We have our live streaming going on YouTube as well. And we also do Twitch streaming at twitch.tv/Maelstrom, the Maelstrom Gamers. And you can see what we do best, which is show off our mediocre gaming skills. We're not the worst, but we're not the best. We're certainly not the worst. We are entertaining, and yeah. So like that's pretty much it.
Gotcha.
We'll see you next week for another episode. It's been an honor to entertain you. So peace.
Send some love.
So yeah, there you go. There's some love.
See ya.
Peace and take care, guys.